Hello, 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 everyone. This is Ebony Vaughn, and as always, I come to you by way of Nexus Wellness Group with a word of encouragement, with a word of equipping, and with a word to empower. And today, I want to ask a simple question with a thought, and that is, what is beneath the surface? Now, oftentimes in our interactions with others, in our everyday life, there is a baseline that each of us, by which each of us process and view situations or circumstances or interactions, right? It's innate. That's what we all do. And the question that I pose is, what is beneath the surface, or what is beneath your surface? Because I want to talk a little bit about our baselines, right? One of the things that I share so often when I work with those that I'm so honored to serve is that many of us have a lens and we have a baseline in which we filter all things. And that baseline and that filter is either empowered, right? And for those who are of the kingdom of God, it is often spirit led. And then other times it is biased by our situations and our circumstances. And this is something that I find so often. And when you encounter an issue, or when you are confronted with something someone said or something someone did, I want to ask you the question of, do you think the worst first, or do you think the best first? Do you give trust, or are you naturally distrustful? Like, I really want you to think about those things, because again, this is the baseline and the filter through which we experience anything, whether in ministry or in our personal lives. And some of us would want to believe that this doesn't happen in ministry. Oh, but it does, right? And so my question is, like, what is beneath the surface? Are you naturally distrustful because of your experiences, or are you quick to defend as opposed to hearing and processing? You know, all of these things we have to really think about, because it impairs our ability to hear. It impairs what we see and what we are faced to interpret and process every day. And this is always something that many of us, we know, but we don't always do the work to fix it, right? And a classic example of that would be two people can hear the very same things and gain different perspectives on it. And what is it based upon? It's based upon the way that person thinks. It's based upon that person's experiences and that person's lens. And so I think it's so important for us to always be in a posture of reflection and introspection, and doing the work to deal with our lens, or doing the work to deal with those perspectives that we have that are tainted by negative experiences, that are tainted by offense, that are tainted by disloyalty, from others. And these are things that we have to really think about, because as leaders, and let me start off with spiritual leaders. As spiritual leaders, if we don't deal with this perspective, then our negative experiences and our defense mechanisms will be filtered through the way we handle God's people. Now, some of us want to use spiritual bypassing and say that it's discernment, and we want to attribute some of our experiences to other people. But if we really be honest, some of us have some unprocessed and some undealt with offenses that has impaired and impacted the way that we have treated and led God's people. And it is so important for you to understand that. And even in the marketplace, oftentimes because we may be naturally distrustful, because we are, our defense mechanisms are in place, we typically treat people in a way where we keep them arm's distance, right? Where we are distrustful, even though we don't have anything or any experiences with that person that would prove that they are distrustful. But all we have is our experiences from the past. You get what I'm saying? And this is so practical, it's so elementary, but yet we fall short in this in every day when we don't identify those biases, when we don't identify those negative filters and those perspectives that are tainted by our experiences. So this is so important. I hope that can really begin to reflect upon this and think about what's beneath your surface. Is it something that you need to deal with, or is it something that you need to surrender to God so that you would be more of an effective leader, so that you would be more of an effective servant, and that you would be better as it relates to your worship and your service unto God? Thank you so much for this, and I hope that this was a blessing to you. Bye-bye, everybody.